There you go. There's a dual plug setup.
Send me a picture of it and tell me exactly what it is. I'll see if they have that with me.
Dude, no, look at that. So that's got the dual distributed drive. So get a good picture of that.
That's fine with me. I don't care. I just want one good transmission.
Two plugs per cylinder, just like this is NHRA. Who knows? Like probably an old Pro Stock motor. I don't even know. I'm sure he'll tell us when he's off the phone.
Okay.
He might have even told us last time we were here because I'm sure this hasn't moved. Nope, it hasn't moved.
So that's a D5.
So what's a D5?
That's the original paint on the car.
Okay, so this we need to make into a drag and drive car.
Go ahead. This is a 1965.
Something special because it's the only one with a cover on it. Six Smokies sold out, so like just insane that is our 4th week-long drag and drive that is sold out this year. So 6 week sold out, 6 summer, Michigan miles, and now 6 Smokies. So still an opportunity for a drag and drive though, and one with money on the line. So we're actually getting the Durango ready for Sick on the Rock, and that is coming up April 10th through the 12th. There is still entries available for that. So all these week-long ones, no money on the line, way more intense with 1,000 miles of driving, all sell out in minutes at the Rock or whatever. Like that one's actually got entries available, and there's $32,000 on the line, plus we're running some other classes. Now Bowling Green has a huge expression of interest, so if you want Bowling Green, which is May 30th, 31st, fill out the expression of interest on the website because that one registration opens up on Saturday. This Saturday, the 29th, I think it is. So over on the website though, all the event shirts did come in. So Smokies, you got the opportunity to get the Smokies shirt. Pretty badass design, if I say so myself. Michigan Mile shirt. Now this one's available in this blue to give you something to wear when you got to go on a date. So, but it's also available in black. So if you're taking your drag and drive car and you might have to work on it, wear the black one. But if it's just dinner in the wife's car, you can wear the blue one. And then 6 summer, which is going to be epic this year. So 6 summer shirts are available over on the website. So you can go grab any of that stuff. And guess what? That is who the video is sponsored by. Our videos are always sponsored by us, Sick the Magazine. Hey, get over to the website, subscribe, but like Hemis. I have fell in love with Hemis over the last couple years. I was born and raised a Chevy guy when I was a kid, but like what the Hemi, like what Mopar did in the 60s is just, the more I learn about it is insane. And we're gonna go see Steve Atwell because we are doing a gasser build for 6 Smokies, and it's gonna be epic, but we're going old school Gen 2 Hemi with it and taking it to Steve to have him help us with it because he just completed 666 with the Hemi there that was, it only had 900 miles on it, like a 64, 65 Hemi, but only had 900 miles on it when he showed up, and it ended up with over 2,000 when it was done. That guy drives his stuff, but he's got some cool stuff in the shop that we're gonna go show you. Some rare cars. One car only has 4 miles on it. Like, it is the most original car ever, so we'll show you that. But like, man, just love talking to Steve. So we're gonna hop in the Durango, cruise over to Steve's shop, go check that stuff out. Same time we gotta drop off our Gen 2 Hemi, and hey, you might have a guess what we might be building because, I mean, we hint at it, we talk about it, and it's a car we already have. So thanks again, and hey, enjoy the video. But like, this is the back of Steve's shop, and this is why Hemi shit costs so much, is because guys hoard it. Like, look at all the heads. Look at the big bins of valves and cams. And like, we know damn well this guy does not need this many engines. Like, I don't care how many cars he has, because every car he has, I'm sure has an engine in it. So like, but these are all just his spares and his other stuff that he got. So like,
oh, you need a tail shaft.
Just shelves and shelves, and this isn't even where he keeps most of it. I don't even know like what small percentage is actually here, but
I can get the spring from.
There you go. There's a dual plug setup.
Send me a picture of it and tell me exactly what it is. I'll see if they have that liberty.
Dude, no, look at that. So that's got the dual distributed drive. So get a good picture of that.
That's fine with me. I don't care. I just want one good transmission.
Two plugs per cylinder, just like, I mean, this is NHRA. Who knows, like probably an old Pro Stock motor. I don't even know. I'm sure he'll tell us when he's off the phone.
Okay.
He might have even told us last time we were here, because I'm sure this hasn't moved. Nope, it hasn't moved.
So that's a D5.
So what's a D5?
The D5 is the last version of a race Hemi engine built by Chrysler. So if you look at it,
From in a car.
not in a car, but for racing. It was originally designed for NASCAR, but didn't work, so they ran it in a drag cars.
Okay.
The engine, the heads are designed by Westlake, so they're real high RPM, and they were just horribly inefficient. They needed to run 9,000 RPM, and then Chrysler got sanctioned so bad they had to run small cubic inches, and it just was a horrible combination to try to make power with them, but they thought it would work, and it didn't work.
Did you have this on the run stand?
Yep, I ran one. I have two of them. There's only 3 or 4. There's only 2 in the. There's one running one. That's mine. That's in my other car.
Okay, but you had one on a run stand, right? Is that what you fired up? Like, because when we were here like a year ago or whatever, or more?
I never fired that one. I fired though. That was probably the other Pro Stock motor I got over here.
Gotcha.
But I do have a running one. It's only run. But if you look at the intake, you can look at the exhaust ports and just see how round they are. They're not easy to see, but
Oh, damn.
the intakes are the same. I don't have a head off. I do have a something that's kind of you guys being engine guys, you know how horrible these are anyway.
Yep.
All right, so let me grab something. Hold that for a second.
Oh, I think you showed me before. Is it like 6 inches long?
It's like, yeah, that's what that was put on to run 9,000 RPM.
Dang.
I got one over here.
This is the weak link to every Hemi, is its rocker system. So 2.0 is SMX, which is 481X style, uses more like big block Chevy type technology. So makes the power, but hang.
This is bad. That's really bad.
So, and the thing with Hemis all the time is the freaking valve train. That's why a big block Chevy valve train is so much better.
Absolutely.
Like, Hemis make more power, for sure, but the longevity is way less than big block Chevy geometry for valve train parts. So,
Yeah, now we're Jessel stuff, which is a lot better, which I have some of those. So, could you imagine trying to run
this
that?
is bad and these break all the time. Imagine that at 10,000 RPM.
Yeah, this is what Finnegan keeps breaking.
So,
Every time he goes on, he breaks his car. It's usually valve train. He didn't last race. But it's always a valve train issue. I tell the guys, you know, buy the good stuff. It's buy Jessel or the T&D.
right.
It's expensive as hell. It's $5,000 a set. But this is $2,500. And you don't have to worry about it then.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know, the technology in the 70s. You can go anywhere they want. Everything you see here is Hemi. There's a couple small blocks, but if you wanted to put that NASCAR motor, I got a spare. I could work with you to put it inside. They're pretty cool. That one made 857.
Well, we'd rather put that in there. That'll look good in our gasser.
I don't think that will survive.
What went through the hole in the oil pan? Like, what was that for?
Drag link, steering drag link on a Chrysler goes there.
Gotcha.
All even these cars, you can see where it's at.
Let's see. Trailing for the steering right there.
All the knee bodies. You put a good pan on them.
Gotcha.
See how they're notched for the pan already?
Yep.
When you get a deep pan, which you need, you got to go through the pan.
What would be sweet is like if they invented something you could mount on the front and it would make the steering get rid of all the drag link stuff and everything. Like,
Oh, rack
you
and
should have
pinion.
done something like that. Oh, maybe they did.
Yeah, but it doesn't let you run any classes. I would
can't
think
run
if
this
you want to
out,
go,
though.
if you want to go over to another shop, it's not real easy to get through, but we'll go through another shop with my cars if you want.
Yeah, we'll look at some of that
They're,
stuff.
they're pretty much stacked on top.
Well, and like I said when I was talking behind your back, all your cars that you have an engine in them right now, right? How many cars don't have an engine?
Well, a lot of them don't have engines still. I've got 16
I could have
Hemi
been
cars.
wrong. But how many don't have an engine in them?
Probably 8, probably half.
All right, maybe he doesn't have, if you talk cylinder heads and stuff though, but I'm sure this isn't all the engines he has.
No, these are
So-
extras on top of it.
Okay, see, so they are
These are all
extras.
extra engines here. I have extra, yeah.
So this is how the market gets controlled so that Hemi parts cost so much. Is because people like this have all of them, or they have their percentage, and there's 20 other people just like him that have hoarded all the Hemi parts, so now they're all expensive.
We are hoarders.
They all become very rare.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all extra engines. I don't know, I got more here, and I got more over there, and I got more at the other shop.
But
It's a
most people
disease.
haven't even seen Hemi heads, and he just has, they're all lined up on the shelf, multiples of them. There's some more over there.
There's
They're
more over
everywhere.
there. They're just, I don't know, wherever I had to set them at this time. I'm trying to organize a little bit.
It's like us trying to organize. No matter what, there's still too much shit to fit. Are you building this one for? This one's going to be a drag and drive car?
That's a drag drive car. That's
This is the one that's getting the red eye.
red eye, yeah. 8 speed. You put a 400 behind yours, right?
Yep. So this has never been done then.
Number, it's not got a drag pack number on it. So I can actually get it licensed. You can, drag packs, you can't get them licensed.
You get anything
Chrysler
licensed?
did it. They made
Get
sure
anything
couldn't.
licensed.
I know you can.
But, so this was just what, sitting in their warehouse and like,
Roush had 2 of them. They sold it to a guy that put one together with a Viper in it, and he drives around. And he realized he wasn't going to finish this. But it had all the drag pack stuff on it. It's got the strange axles, the strange rims, it's got all the strange front suspension and rack and pinion and all the strange shocks. I got every drag pack part with it from the guy. I mean,
wow.
even the switch panels and all the Lexan glass, windshield. And I built, for Mike Pistone, I built every drag pack and Copo Camaro roll cage in the world. So when they were sold with them, they were sold with Mike. Mike did all the prototype work, then we brought them over here and CNC bent them.
Gotcha.
And they went back to him and he put the packages together for them. So this doesn't have a cage in it, but it'd take me nothing to put a cage in it because I got all.
Right,
yeah.
you have all the stuff to
I'll
just
spin it right
redo
out.
it. So well, when they were dragged, they got welded in at the factory? Is that?
They got welded in. These were done at Roush.
Okay,
These
so Roush?
some were done at. This was done at Roush. The ones before were done at Watson.
Okay.
And then another place did some up in Ortonville or something like that.
Well, Oxford did the Copo stuff.
They did the Copo. That's where the Copos went.
Yeah, so I didn't know if any of the drag pack got done there too.
I'm not
at
sure
that
where the
place in
last drag
Oxford.
pack.
So
I know Roush did them, and I know Watson did it. One of them. This is a real BO29 car. This is what I was going to take on Route 66, and I'm glad I didn't. I wouldn't survive. It just would have not survived.
this beautiful car. All right, let's go look at the other cars.
All right.
Left there, the engine was on the stand. We arrive here, it's in the car.
So that's the one I raised. So that's what it looks like in a race car.
Well, it looks identical.
Yep. I like it because I haven't had the valve covers off this in 3 years. It's a leaf spring, 3,200 pound leaf spring snubber car, no suspension. It runs 960s at 136, 137. And it's really Butch's old car, one of his original cars. It's just a fun nostalgia car. You got one of those cars that you just like to drive?
Right.
This is one of those cars that I like to drive. Simple, fast enough. So, you know.
The old school Kreger solids on it.
Yep. I gotta turn the lights on back there.
Okay, so this we need to make into a drag and drive car.
Go ahead. We try to do that. Engine's in the back. I think it'll be. This is a neat car. It's a neat piece of history.
How are you even gonna get in and out if you got the hatch bolted on?
I think they made them put it on, and that's how they did it back then. 'Cause it was that way when I got it.
Does the whole thing lift up?
Yeah, so lift. Yeah, so all that's up there's a fuel tank. And it's
So
only,
the engine's back there?
yeah, it's only this big.
Really?
Yeah. It's the first 3-second car. This car went 3 seconds in a quarter mile, 76.
It's got a jet engine in it.
Huh?
It's gotta have a jet.
It's a rocket.
Oh.
Hydrogen peroxide rocket. It's the engine out of this is out of the pollution packer. The pollution packer crashed at Gainesville and killed the driver. They took that engine out of that and put it in this car. These are nuts. These are crazy cars.
Have you ever driven it?
No, you can't buy the fuel for it.
You can't?
No, you can make it though. It's kind of a little thing about it. But it's a rocket, not jet. There's no moving parts.
So what year did you buy it? It says you bought it as a barn find.
I bought it in 86, 87. Bought it in California.
And how long's it been back together?
Well, this car had been restored for probably 20 years almost.
Gotcha.
I just don't do much with it. I mean, I had it at McCacken last year. They wanted it there. So it was there among their displays. And then it was at the Ford display this year for the 60th anniversary of the Mustang 2. They considered this the most iconic Mustang 2 ever because what did a Mustang 2
Right,
do?
because a Mustang 2 never turned into anything?
Exactly.
It was the, yep.
So they used this in their display and they put on their Ford's most iconic Mustang 2 because it did something.
Dang.
Pretty cool. Just, I like odds.
Right.
You know that.
Hey, I recognize this one.
Yeah, this is a car that, a lot of fun.
This is high miles now, though.
Yeah, it's high mile. It's not the lowest mile car anymore.
Oh.
I don't care. I had a blast on your event with this car.
So, as 666 or whatever, and I mean, if you watch the stuff, then you already know this story. But if you didn't, this car had 900 and some original miles on it.
Yeah. Just about 1,000 when we got to the track.
So, but you put about 100 miles on it, making sure it was ready to go.
When I bought the car, it had 355.
Okay.
So I've driven it a little bit around to make sure, and car shows over the years, but I've really never driven it at any event, or I've raced it a few times to getting it ready to go to the track. That's it.
So it showed up to 666 with less than 1,000 miles on it as a true survivor car. And how many miles are on it now?
That's 2,400 in it. So
it's got 2,400 miles on it. Went from the lowest mile car to, I won't say the highest mile car,
but average car.
But it's not the lowest mile car any longer. And the only thing that happened is you broke a drive shaft.
Yep.
Right? Is that broke a U-joint in the drive shaft. And that was on day one.
No, Tulsa.
Okay.
That track was sticky at Tulsa, and I took Lexi down the track. A good thing I took her down the track and got my first pass in, and I felt how sticky it was, and I thought, I'll go up and see if I can let this thing go at 7,000. It didn't move. It just went
boom,
boom. My own fault.
But based on the reliability of this engine and everything, that's why we brought our Hemi to Steve, so that we can put that together to try and make that a good street car. And he has plenty of Hemis, so he knows his way around them. But
I can make it live.
So
those are tougher. That one's got an aluminum key black block in it. The biggest problem I'm going to have with that is make sure it doesn't leak water.
Gotcha.
They like to seep. They weren't really designed to run 1,000 miles on a street or 500. how many miles are gonna be on it. How many miles is that race?
Yeah, it'll be, you know, I don't know,
200 or
because we haven't
300.
done the map. We haven't done the map, so like, yet, but probably 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles, yeah.
So,
I mean,
that one, at least, unlike 666, is a round trip. So you start and end at the same spot in
place.
Alabama, so it's not a one-way.
That worked out for us because on our way to the track we started at was on our way home. So I just left the trailer there.
Right. So,
Not everybody's that way.
yeah, here's phone going off. That's people looking for Hemi parts.
Yeah, it is.
That's-
Forward work.
All right, so now we know these.
That's my 69 Hemi Roadrunner.
Yeah, this, like,
It's just a driver.
the B bodies was, there was a kid in high school or whatever that had a B body. Like, he was a senior, I was like a sophomore, and this was like my dream car as a sophomore was the B bodies, because
Yeah.
just the lines. This is my favorite body style of all the Chryslers or whatever. Like, it's my favorite body style, just the long and sleek. And,
This is the next body style. This is earlier. This is the very next rendition of this.
okay.
So this is a B body, 67, and the 68 looks the same. That's actually a 68 right there. They look the same. The fenders are all the same. The side markers of the lights are different, but fenders, quarter panels, roof line, they're all the same. 8 and 9. A lot better looking car.
Yeah, like just the long, sleek look of these was just, this is my favorite Mopar body style. So.
This is a 1965
Something special because it's the only one with a cover on it.
A990 car, the super black drag cart. And this is the nicest, most original car in the country. It has 4.6 original miles on it, and that's all it has.
4.6 miles.
It was raced very slightly by the original dealer in Oregon. A gentleman that was in the Air Force came back from Vietnam, bought it, took it like a garage, pretty much like this size, in Oregon, took it all apart, stripped it. It had a little bit of race paint on it from the dealer, liquid stripped it off, and never touched the car.
Really?
So the only part of this car that's been painted is the A surface. So everything you see in that interior has not been out. It even has the shipping instructions on the dash if you look at it. You can read them if you got a light on your phone or something. But this is a really good way to tell. Look how crappy this is. All from here has been painted. Anything in here hasn't. The engine under here hasn't been painted. Engine compartment hasn't been touched. And
That engine hasn't been painted?
engine's been painted.
Okay.
Engine compartment hasn't been.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I had to redo the engine. The engine was out of it. And sat for 50 years also.
Wow.
But look at this. Look at the runs. How bad they are.
Dang.
All the original wiring is still in the car. It even has the tags. That's the original voltage regulator. It's not perfect, but we left it this way. On the bottom of the car, all the date codes. So you even got the instructions like the stamping This is 100% original car.
Wow.
This is original.
And this is how bad a job they did cutting
Yeah, that's
for
totally
clear the air cleaners and everything?
That's how they did them. This was an all steel car. In 64 they're aluminum, but 65 NHRA said all steel. But that's the original grille and the original front bumper, not re-chromed and not redone. Cleaned up.
Gotcha. Well, I need these parts because this is mine as a Belvedere, and so we're missing some parts. So are we free to just come grab some stuff or whatever?
I have extra parts you can have. You can't grab them off this, but you're welcome to them. What I have for you. Same car. But you know, the body sheets are in here. A lot of this stuff we didn't know when we restored the car, so we've learned. There's a guy named Eddie Strzelecki that restores most of these cars for the guys around the country. And because of this car, he changed the way he restored and had to go back and change his cars he's already restored to match this one, because this is a time capsule.
Wow. So from the factory, because it was a street car but race prepped from the factory or whatever. Because how many did they have to make?
They had to make 55, but they made 101 of these.
Okay. So no back seat, block out panel there.
Yeah.
tack on the dash.
That was not factory, that was the dealer put in, but I left it on.
Okay, so it didn't come with the tack on the dash?
Came with a reverse pattern shifter, no park in the transmission, 1, 2 and drive, so you could shift naturally in the higher RPMs instead of Chrysler would be normally backwards. So different shift pattern on a trans.
From the factory?
From the factory, different transmission.
Still a 727 though? Or?
Yeah. It was the first year of the slip yoke instead of the bolt-on style. Even these cars even had to have a special shock tower, so these cars were not built, it couldn't be built on a street car platform because if you didn't change that shock tower, you can't get this valve cover off. So these 100 cars had a different, basically,
K-member?
special build.
Gotcha.
Different K-member, different shock tower here, which is, well, unibody cars, part of the car.
Right.
They built these 100 cars on they built all these cars on a weekend, in one weekend.
Wow.
They all went down the line at the same time, so they didn't have to go back and make any modifications to the assembly line.
Dang. What's weird is like back then, I wouldn't have thought that they had this style, like this style tool and everything
They
back
didn't.
then. So, and
But it's
I mean, they haven't done a lot with the adjustable wrenches in all the years too, from 64. But
yeah.
that's just crazy.
All the interior 100% original. But if you look, there's a shipping instructions. See that?
Oh yeah, look there on all the shipping instructions down on the dash.
They're maximum performance engines. It's really a, so if you see the shift pattern on a transmission, see how that's different? Reverse, neutral, 1, 2 and drive, and no park.
Oh wow. So they actually even changed that.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh, yeah.
thought maybe it just had a different transmission, not that they actually had printed the actual
Yeah.
whatever indicator
Indicators changed.
to deal with it.
This has all Lexan glass in it. This is real glass on the side. It's lightweight. It's not Lexan.
So this is
it's
the
glass.
thin glass
Corning
like your
glass.
other car has. Because that's
Corning.
all super thin glass too, right?
Nope, not that. They didn't
The
have
other
them.
one at the shop has the thin glass, right?
Yep.
The-
And this is a thin glass. Yep.
yeah, they made the glass. It's still glass, but it's a lot more fragile because it's thinner to be lighter. I mean, just another way to.
Right there and feel it. It's working on. So just go ahead and crank it up.
Yeah, well, look here. Even if you look down in here, like it's got the felt for a normal window, but look how that window barely.
How thin it is. You know the thickness of a normal glass.
And look at that. I mean, that's like 1/8 inch thick versus normal glass. I think is 3/16,
I
but
think it's 5/16.
5/16. But just talk about fragile. That glass is
This is
fragile.
original carpet, original headliner, original back panel. They're not. It's not perfect, but it's perfect time capsule.
Now, why doesn't somebody have this thing on loan in a museum somewhere?
I would like to do that. If I found the right place, I'd like to put that car in a museum and this car in a museum. Because, I mean, it needs to be seen, and I'm not going to drive. This is one, I drive all my cars, like you know that. I'm not going to drive this car. It's just too,
Right.
you can't.
There's certain, even you have to draw your limit
That's
sometimes. All the metal is and everything on here to make it lightweight. What was the race weight on this, do you know?
3,400 with a driver. 3,420.
So a factory car in the 60s, 3,400 with driver.
600 pound engine or
Yeah,
plus.
the engine's over 600, like dual quad 426 Hemi. So like,
Yep. This is one of my pride joy car.
that's the thing, is like you look and like, I mean, that's the part you got to give up to Mopar because like, I mean, I guess I was first a Chevy person. Like I like all brands or whatever, but what Mopar did in the 60s is like head and shoulders above everybody else. Like what they, like the one-off stuff that they would only build 50 of or 100 of. I mean, look at the Superbirds. I mean, look at all the different stuff that they did.
This is a
that
package car. You could go on and buy one of these at a dealer.
So, and I'm sure that some grandma somewhere clicked the wrong boxes and ended up with one of these in her driveway.
Yeah,
and
I'd be
like, she's like, I don't know, it's like super fast. It's
Yep.
So it'd be like the girl in our one, the old lady in one of our 666 when we ran the route or whatever, like that Luke and and she said, it's got a Hemi in it because when I see those creeps, I just boom. Like, That was at the barbed wire museum. The lady
Yeah,
that worked
that
at the counter.
Yeah, that little bitty museum.
So, and she was like, and she said like, I got me one of them Chargers with a Hemi in it, and she said, it's worth the worst gas mileage because anytime I see a creep, boom, I'm gone. So.
Yeah, that's a neat car.
Wow.
I have a lot more cars. I just don't have them all here either. I got some at home, and I got some ones at the paint shop. I got 3 in California. This one I keep covered up. You see why?
Yeah, the only car he has covered.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so now we got fiberglass bodies.
That's the Fighting Irish funny car that BB drove.
Which one? This one?
This one.
Okay. That's just, is that a plug or is that?
That's a body for my funny car that's at the shop. Did you see the funny car hanging from the ceiling there?
Yep.
That's a different car. I'll tell you that when we get back.
Man, they didn't do much with the chassis back then.
No, they weren't very safe.
Bobby could whip out this chassis in an hour or two.
This is one of my other cars that's not here. It's at the paint shop because I had an accident with it last year and had to get painted.
Yeah, that was at your shop last year.
Yeah, it was the last time we were there. So one of my, somehow I got tied into my truck wrong and properly by one of my good guys that tied it normally, and it came back a little bit loose and it ate up the back of it on the back of the door. It's a ramp truck inside, when I picked Finnegan up in. And went to Hemi. I went to the Hemi owners reunion, the first time they've had one in 30 years. I go out there to Indianapolis, I blow up the door down and the back of my car's ground off.
Dang.
Of that car. So we got, had recovered it and it got painted. So it's at the paint shop still. Same guy that painted this.
Okay, and then that
was my car that I'm going to put the motor in, which I'm not going to now, but I was originally building to put the motor that's in the lobby.
Okay, the big one.
Big one. This is a killer, going to be my killer street car, but I'm just never going to live long enough to finish it.
Gotcha.
So it's a nothing car. It's a 64.
Because it looks like a Belvedere body
It's a
style.
64 Dodge, yeah, same
Gotcha.
thing. Yeah, pretty much the same. It's almost like that car.
Right, because I just recognize the quarter panels. I mean, I don't know them well, but.
I put the rack and pinion, like you said, you know.
Oh yeah, get rid of the drag link stuff.
Because Tony did the rear end for me, he set it all up. It's got, you know, big axles and Dana. It's not finished.
Yeah, the cage is just tacked in.
Not even welded together yet.
Right. Where's your gasser in this whole mix? You got none of these that are a gasser?
I need to build one though. Huh?
So.
I'm looking for, I mean, that's one car I don't have and I would like to find one. I've got funny cars, I don't have a dragster. I got pro stock cars.
Well, that's where I think that, and that's where I just think the car will look cooler, like as,
I agree.
As a straight axle, altered wheelbase, like just.
No one's got one.
Right, it'll look cool.
I mean, a lot of them did that because it was easy.
But we're either gonna have to patch the fender, because there's no way like that anybody will have those fenders because it's an altered wheelbase. So like, and those are fiberglass fenders set up for the altered wheelbase. Well, they're broke in 2 spots, so we got to fix that because it hit the cones. So the cone hit, like, ended up breaking the bottom of both the fenders where they mount. But
right.
like, so I mean, Bobby will be able to patch it up.
Are you gonna?
So is that the front motor plate that they ran in these NASCAR engines?
NASCAR, yeah. That's what's on all of them. Even the one at the shop has it on.
Gotcha. Yeah, just look how the motor plate, they make it a multi-piece deal. I mean, obviously it's probably for speed of changing it. Like, I mean, I'm sure they can get these things out of there in 10 minutes if they're at the track. So
They all have exact same drive. Even all these two, see, that's a Petty motor. It's a blue, and it says Petty even on the thing over there, right on your seat.
Oh, yep, right here.
But the spacing's the same and everything. So if they needed, if Chrysler said, all right, we're going to give you a better motor to go in your car because we want you to qualify on one, they would go get Ganassi motor and put it in Petty's car.
Trying to open throttle blades. Is there a restrictor plate down there?
No?
Did they have Did they run
Yeah, they
restrictor
ran
plates back
restrictor,
then?
yeah.
Okay.
On the big tracks. No. Talladega, Michigan, Daytona.
So the smaller tracks, they didn't require restrictor plates? Gotcha. Just to try and keep the top speed down at the big tracks?
Yeah. But if you look, that's got an alternator. It has everything. I mean, the alternators are on
Yeah, I
it.
saw the dry sump. The alternator, this is a lot bigger alternator. That one had a tiny, I noticed it was really small.
This is Petty's. This is what they chose.
Gotcha.
This is a great motor for this car because you may not have to work on it. You got a
Right.
Hemi, you're working on it.
Well, yeah, when they build something to run at least 500 miles.
That wide open throttle.
Right.
I believe three years I haven't had the valve cover off it. And I shifted at 8,700 and go through the track.
What trans do you have behind it?
Torque plate.
Gotcha. That's what I'm curious on that Hemi. That thing had a torque plate or whatever in it. Like that's what it came attached to. But I'm like, okay, is that going to be fine for the street?
They get
Not?
hot. The problem is you get heat. You have to get a good cooler on it. Problem with, I think the transmissions are great, but you're going to have to get a good cooler. They get hot.
To me, I just look at the beefiness of a Turbo 400, and then I look at like how small that torque plate is, and it makes me question just because of the non-girth of the.
The Turbo 400 is a good trans. And most of the guys that ran like a fuel car, they ran Turbo 400 on it. They're definitely stronger.
So, I mean, obviously that car got raced for many, many years with that 727.
It's light. Weight helps. Helps not hurt the transmission as much.
Cool. All right.
See how much wider this is?
Yeah, that's what
I call them, these were the dune buggy cars, I call them. The next year, Prudhomme's car was 20 inches narrower, 10 inches aside. These zoomies got to come out straight and they go up. Totally different body. But look at the yellow.
Yep.
That's the original paint on the car.
So what year was this campaign?
1970. It's
Okay.
the Yellow Cuda, that Hot Wheels car. It's the first year Hot Wheels did the car.
Dang.
And I finally got, he crashed it. Ken Poffenberger bought it from Prudhomme. He took that body off it, put another body on it, because this was so heavy. These were the real heavy bodies.
Okay.
And he put a lighter one on. He crashed that car, so I'm having to put the front end on it. That's why this is like this. This is all the chassis. I got the brand new. I got the body, so it's as good a car as you can get. I mean, it's better than most cars nowadays
Right.
for having enough parts.
All right, pace car giveaways ended. We have the winner here. Rick from Florida just won the 69 pace car and $5,000 in cash. So, SickTheMagazine.com. Grab your stuff.
It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and I mean, seeing it now in person is even better, even with the snow and everything else.
So a subscriber to the magazine, also bought a decent amount of merch, and also actually our first racer that won because you did Sick Week. That was your first drag and drive you've done, was Sick Week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it was fantastic, and can't wait till next year to do it again.
And they made it the entire thing of Sick Week. He also went to the merch trailer every day and bought stuff to try and improve his odds.
I did, and that was the fun part. Every day finding a little bit of something I didn't know I needed.
All right, we'll get in. Fire it up. Keys are in it. And drive it back to Florida.